Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my Lush Mother's Day haul. I bought quite a lot of the range because they seem to have gone all out this year. Like, I've noticed that the Mother's Day range seems to grow and grow each year, which is fantastic. I also picked up a couple of things from the Lush kitchen, which I will show you at the end, I think. You will have to bear with me because most of these don't have labels, as I don't think the labels had come in yet, because I actually got half of these from the Lush Oxford Street store pretty much as soon as it came out, before it was even online, I think, because I happened to be in London at the time going to get Pete's suit for our wedding, which is very exciting. But anyway, let's start with this little bad boy. This is Roller Bath Bomb. Lush seem to be really loving this format at the moment of these kind of different bath bombs which are dipped in a bath melt substance to make them roll around the bath and just add an extra bit of fun to bath time, I suppose. So good. Okay, so this might not be part of the Mother's Day range because it's not on that section of the website, so I'm a little bit confused. This is possibly just a Lush kitchen item that I happened to nab while I was in the store. From what I can see on the very faded label, it has Brazilian orange oil, Tonka Absolute, and I don't know. Oh, I think it's pink inside. That is so good. I absolutely love any of Lush's products that have Tonka in them because it just makes them so sweet without being like sickly. It's just really comforting and lovely. It's kind of a bit like, is it the Yummy Mummy scent? Is that the scent family that this is from? Yes. So I've just checked and it is the same as the Yummy Mummy scent family, which I absolutely love. So it has Tonka Absolute, Brazilian orange oil and geranium oil, which I'm normally not a fan of, but kind of works in this one, so. Oh, I remember. So this is supposed to look like a sheep, but it really does not. I think it's the placement of the head. I feel like its head looks like it's in the middle of its back. Like, what is wrong with this sheep? Like, if you look at it from the front, it's fine. I don't know. So this is Bar Bar Bubble Bar, which is a bit of a tongue twister. Bar Bar Bubble Bar. It's quite a small bubble bar, to be honest. I would prefer it to be a little bit bigger, but oh, it smells really good. And that scent smells really familiar. I can't think what else it's been in. It's really sweet and kind of fresh. So this is Violet Leaf Absolute, Ylang Ylang oil and lavender powder. Okay, so there's a lot in this actually. I'm going to read this. So it's got bergamot oil, clovewood oil, jasmine absolute, rose absolute, violet leaf absolute, ylang ylang oil and lavender powder, which explains why it smells so floral. I think it's the violet leaf that gives it that really like sweet scent that's just, oh, so good. I feel like this is one my mom is absolutely going to love as well, so I'll definitely be picking her up one of these, although it's currently sold out on the website, which is a bit of a bummer. This has not travelled well. So this one's pretty straightforward. This is just called Mum Bath Bomb, which just says Mum on it, which is really cute and very giftable. It's a little bit smaller than the average bath bomb, I would say, because it is kind of flat. I don't know if I like that one or not. This has got Sicilian lemon oil, sweet orange oil, rose oil and gardenia extract. I don't know. I feel like it could have done without the lemon or the orange. I feel like they should have just picked one, because it's almost a bit too citrusy and sweet. I don't know. I don't hate it. It is a scent that I like. It's just not one that I love in the same way that I've immediately felt like I love the other ones, if you get what I mean. But this is Mum, and I can already see there's like a little note in there, which I always like, a little gimmick like that. And yeah, this one comes in pink or yellow, but they are the same scent, so it doesn't really matter. I just went with the pink one. So this one is called Your Mother Should Know. This is a bubble bar. At first I thought it was a bath bomb, a bit like the Granny Takes a Dip bath bomb that they briefly did. But it's actually a bubble bar, which I like because you get a lot of bubble bar there. That is pretty damn big. It does remind me of Dorothy a bit, so I'll just see what's in it. This has got neroli oil, grapefruit oil, orange flower absolute, rosewood oil and rose oil. And I think it's the bergamot that I love. Oh shit. Oh crap. Yeah, I might not be able to hold this for too much longer because it is falling apart. It smells really good. This one is very, very fresh. And this one is a much bigger bath bomb. Very, very rose scented on first sniff. So this one is called Oopsie Daisy, and it's a big lovely flower. I have a feeling there might be petals in this, and that's why it's so thick in the middle. So yeah, this has rosewood oil and rose absolute, and that's it. So it is purely rose scented. I'm not a huge fan of rose, but I do kind of like this. It's not one I would immediately go for if I was just going to treat myself to one bath bomb. I don't hate it. And also I would definitely buy one of these for my mum, as she loves everything rose scented, so she would absolutely love this, which is kind of the whole point of Mother's Day really. So this isn't part of the Mother's Day range, but as I was popping to the Oxford Street store, I absolutely had to get one because I love it so freaking much. So this is Guardian of the Forest, and it's a little green ball of happiness. Just so freaking good. This has got cypress oil, lime oil, rosewood oil, but I think it's all the like the cypress and the oak moss, and it's just so earthy. And like, you know when you go for a walk like through the woods and it's just been raining and it all smells all lovely and fresh and just freaking wonderful. But yeah, I just, every time I go to London, most of the time when I make a kitchen order, I pick up one of these, as it's definitely one of my favourite bath bombs pretty much ever. So yeah, after I'd been to the Oxford Street store, I also made an order when I got home because I couldn't fit all the things in my bag, so I just had to, you see. This isn't part of the Mother's Day range, and I'm not sure what made me pick it up online when I could have picked it up in store, but I just did. This is Divination, which is kind of supposed to be shaped like a pendulum, and it has patchouli in it, which means that I love it, pretty much. I can't remember what else is in this, but I have featured this in some of my hauls before, so I'm not going to go on and on about it. I just love it. It smells like patchouli, and it turns the bath all gold and purpley and wonderful, and it makes loads of bubbles, which is great. I will say I don't feel overly confident holding it with the string to run it through the bath, so I tend to hold it like this because otherwise it just tends to fall off. But the smell is worth it. I picked up the shower cream from the Mother's Day range, which is Yummy Mummy, which I've used quite a few times before and I absolutely love. It is a shower cream, so it's really moisturising. This smells like those foamy strawberry mushrooms that you used to get in Pick a Mix, if you can remember that. Or I might be being a bit too obscure, but that's exactly what it smells like. It does kind of stain bath towels and shower curtains purple though, so you really need to make sure that you rinse this away, otherwise if you've got a bit on you somewhere and it gets on your white towel, it ain't coming off for a while. This is the same scent as Rollerball Bath Bomb, or Roller Bath Bomb, I can't remember what it was called. So this has Tonka Absolute, Fair Trade Organic Cocoa Butter, Geranium Oil, Brazilian Orange Oil and Tonka Absolute, which combine to make a strawberry sweetie scent somehow. I don't know how, it's just Lush magic. I picked up the body butter slash scrub. I kind of wasn't going to because I don't like things that are really buttery, but it was really, really cute. And I think it's got like, it's got all these grains in it, and I feel like it would be really, really exfoliating. So I picked it up because it's shaped like a bumblebee. I mean, how could I not? So this is Scrubby, the little buttery bumblebee. It's got ground coconut shell and ground almonds, so it's really, really exfoliating, but because of the amount of butter, it should be really nourishing as well, which is great. It also has bergamot oil and Brazilian orange oil, coconut oil and honey, and I think it's the honey that I smell the most combined with the orange that kind of gives it like a really nice breakfasty smell. Which is really, really good. It's a bit like the breakfast scrub from Soap and Glory, but with added like orange, which is really, really nice. Another product I wasn't going to pick up but then ended up getting anyway is this little guy. This is Elsie the giraffe. This little gal, I should say, actually. So this is Elsie the giraffe, who smells like lemon sherbet. I wasn't going to get this purely because I just don't see how this is going to work, because one end's coming off the stick before you've even used it, because you can't, I don't know. It's a cute design, but I don't feel like it's an overly practical design. But it is a very nice gift, although I can feel it coming off the bottom already. But yeah, Elsie the giraffe, who smells like lemon sherbet and kind of makes me think of Dumbledore for some reason. So this has got lime oil, grapefruit oil and lemon oil, and it just smells so good. It's almost like Colacus, but not quite limey enough to be my beautiful Colacus. I picked up the Mother's Day shower jelly as well, which is called Pink Custard. I'm not overly sure about the scent. I don't know. I think it's got lavender in it, and again, I'm not that keen on lavender. Yeah, golden syrup, lavender oil, tonka absolute, vanilla absolute and neroli oil. Take away the lavender and all those ingredients sound delightful, but I just still smell the lavender over everything, and that kind of ruins it a bit for me. I mean, I still like it, I just wish it wasn't quite so lavendery. Lavendery? I'm sticking with it. But the colour is freaking amazing. It kind of looks like Pepto-Bismol. It's growing on me a bit now, actually. Maybe I need to just give it a chance. The last thing I picked up was this, which is one of Lush's brand new bath bombs. They've released loads of new they showcased loads of new products at the Lush Summit, this being one of them, and it's currently in the Lush kitchen, so I had to pick it up. I was kind of surprised it was still in stock, so yeah. Oh, it kind of reminds me of Blue Skies and Fluffy Clouds, is it? The Blue Skies bubble bar, which I think was my first true favourite product from Lush. I used to use it all the time. I used to go in there loads after work and pick one up because I just loved it, because it has patchouli in it. But yeah, this kind of smells a bit like that. It's a much more masculine scent than any of the other things that I bought, but I actually really, really like that, and it looks a bit like the Death Star, which is kind of cool. And I believe this is full of different colours, like purples and yellows and brightly coloured things, because it's called Metamorphosis. It looks all horrible and grey on the outside, but then it's really brightly coloured, and I actually cannot wait to use this. I can't remember what's in it. So this actually hasn't got patchouli in it. It just kind of smells a bit that way. So this has black pepper oil, cinnamon leaf oil and myrrh resinoid, which it's just really different. I think it's the cinnamon that gives it that warmth, and then the pepper just adds a bit of spice. It's really, really good, and I really hope they bring this out to all the stores, because I would love to get more. So that is everything I bought. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.